Good morning, everyone. My name is Karen D. Umali. I am the next reporter of our group. The topic that was assigned to me is about the communication and interaction tips. Let's begin the discussion. And here is the outline of my report that I will discuss today, which is the introduction, interacting with a child who has autism spectrum disorder, breaking through the barriers of ASD, communication and interaction tips for ASD, and the tips for caring for adults with autism. Communication. It is really important, especially for those people who have a hard time communicating with others. Through communication, it helps children express their needs and wants. When children can do this, it benefits them with their behavior, learning, and socializing. Dapat merong malinaw na usapan ng bawat isa. Maaring magkaroon ng miscommunication through nonverbal eye contact, or sign language dahil hindi lahat ng bata nagigets agad ang ganoong uri ng pakikipag-usap, lalo na kung may disability or pag-espesyal ang isang tao. And then, interacting with a child who has autism spectrum disorder. Autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, is a developmental disorder. It affects how children interact and communicate with others. The disorder is called a spectrum disorder because children can be anywhere on the autism spectrum. Children with ASD start to show symptoms at an early age. The symptoms continue during childhood and adulthood. Healthcare providers don't know why some children develop ASD. It may be a combination of genes they are born with and something in their environment that triggers those genes. Children with ASD have trouble relating to other people. They have trouble making eye contact. They often withdraw into themselves. They may seem uninterested in relating to family members. But some children with ASD may love to keep talking with family members, friends, and even strangers about a topic they are obsessed with. The problem is that they may talk about it too long, or they may talk only about the one subject. This can be push other people away. If you are a parent or grandparent of a child with ASD, it can be heartbreaking if you feel like you just can't connect with them. But learning more about these disorders and what has helped others can help you in your relationship. Kailangan lang natin ng mahabang pasensya, pagtsatsaga at pag-intindi sa kanilang kondisyon. Next, we have the breaking through the barriers of autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. ASD has no cure, but there is hope through treatment. Many children can learn to communicate and interact. Healthcare providers and mental health experts have learned a lot about how to break through to these children. Here are some things we know about children with an ASD. First, they may not be able to understand your nonverbal communications. They may not react to your smile or frown. Dahil hindi katulad ng karaniwang bata na mabilis ma-adapt ang isang salita at mas mabilis maunawaan ang sinasabi ng kausap nila. Next is they take things literally. You need to be careful to say exactly what you mean. If you hurry the child by saying step on it, don't be surprised if they ask what to step on. Dahil hindi kagaya ng ibang bata na pag tinuro mo ang isang bagay, through gesture or eye contact, maintindihan agad nila yun. Dahil ang mga ganitong uri ng batang merong autism, kailangan mo maging specific sa bawat instruction na ibibigay mo sa kanila para maunawaan kanila. Then, they may only be able to handle one thought or idea at a time. Keep conversations focused and simple. They may want to only talk about the one thing they are really interested in at a given time. They may want to talk about it over and over again. Dahil ang isang batang may autism, pag nagkaroon o hilig sa isang bagay, ikikwento niya ito at sasabihin niya ito ng paulit-ulit sa iyo nang hindi niya namamalayan na umiikot lang kayo sa isang topic at hindi kanya titigilan about dito. Also, they may see things differently than you do. You may not even notice ordinary sounds, taste, touches, smells, and sights, but this may be physically painful to the child. Let's proceed to the communication and interaction tips for ASD or Autism Spectrum Disorder. There are no hard and fast rules on how to communicate with a child with ASD, but many family members have had success with these tips. Let's begin. Number 1, be patient. It often takes a child with ASD longer to process information. You may need to slow down your conversation to their speed. Long pauses can be helpful. Dahil hindi naiintindihan ng isang batang may autism pag mabilis kang magsalita, hindi ka na kayang i-process ng kanilang utak ang impormasyon na binibigay mo sa kanila or instruction na sinasabi mo para sa kanila. At dahil sa ganitong sitwasyon, kailangan mo ng mahabang pasensya upang maintindihan ang kanilang nararanasan at magkaroon ng malinaw na pagkakaunawaan. Next is teach the child how to express anger without being too aggressive. Children with ASD should know that they don't have to hold their anger and frustration inside. Kailangan maturuang maging mahinahon ng isang bata upang hindi malagdagan ng kanilang stress or irritation sa isang bagay na nagli-lead or nagkukos ng kanilang pagsisimula ng pagtatantrums. Third one is be persistent but resilient. Don't let your feelings get hurt if the child does not respond to you as you'd like. Children with ASD may have trouble both showing and controlling their emotions. They can be blunt in their responses. Don't take this personally, dahil ang kanilang mga ginagawa ay para sa kanila ay normal. At hindi nila naiisip na ang isang bagay na kanilang ginagawa ay nakakasakit na ng damdamin ng ibang tao. Always stay positive. Children with ASD respond best to positive reinforcement. Be sure to talk about or reward good behavior often. Be generous with compliments for good behavior. Then, ignore irritating attention-getting behavior. A child with ASD may act badly at times to get you to focus on them. Ignoring this behavior is often the best way to prevent it. Also, talk about and reward the child's good behavior often. Dahil ang mga batang may ASD ay naghahanap din ng kalinga, pagmamahal at pansin mula sa kanilang mga mahal sa buhay. At pag hindi agad ito naibigay, gagawa sila ng isang bagay na alam nilang hindi magugustuhan upang mapansin sila at mabigyan ng atensyon agad. Then, interact through physical activity. Children with ASD tend to have short attention spans. This is especially true when it comes to communicating. Running around and playing outside may be a better way of sharing time together. It will also let them relax and feel calmer. Next, be affectionate and respectful. Children with ASD often need a hug, just like other children. Sometimes they need this much more than other children, but some children don't like to be touched at all. Even light contact can distress them. Respect their personal space. Never force physical affection on an unwilling child. Next one is show your love and interest. Children with ASD may have trouble showing their feelings, but they still need to know that you love them. Go out of your way to express your interest, caring, and support. Next is learn from your child. Your child's special need and abilities may show you a way to look at the world that you've never considered. As difficult as it may be on some days, relaxing, laughing, and enjoying the unique gift that is your child can provide both you and your family with many rewards. Believe. A child with autism is first and foremost a child. They are a growing person with unknown possibilities. Believe in what the child can do and don't define the child by a diagnosis. And also we have take care of yourself. It is okay to take a break, join parent support groups, or ask understanding family and friends to care for your child so you can recharge. School psychologists and counselors can also provide resources to help you. It can be challenging to interact with a child or grandchild with ASD, but it's one of the most important things you can do to help that child learn. Research shows that early, frequent, and loving involvement of family members is one of the best ways to help children with ASD. And lastly, we also have tips for caring for adults with autism. It is also similar to the child with autism we discussed earlier. First, we have schedule ample time for communication. Second, reinforce consistency. Third, participate in emotional preparation. And fourth, give them personal space. And last is remain calm and patient. First is schedule ample time for communication. Language and social skills vary widely among people with ASD. Some adults with autism have minimal communication challenges. Perhaps just talking things too literally or having trouble with certain social cues. Others may be hard to understand, but troubling following conversations or directions, or even be completed nonverbal. Time and patience are essential for improving communication. When talking with someone you're caring for, whether it's an everyday conversation or you're trying to explain something more challenging, it's important to be respectful and address the person like an adult. As you speak, try to focus on being as literal, clear, and direct as possible, avoiding sarcasm, metaphors, and abstract language as this may be difficult to understand. Exercise patience as you wait for a response, as someone with ASD may need a little extra time to process what you've just said before they can verbally or physically respond. Then, take time to listen and try to understand what they are saying. Next is reinforce consistency. People with autism often have trouble adjusting to changes in routines, schedules, and environments. Changes may bring about anxiety, frustration, and even emotional outbursts. Consistency can help someone with autism feel more in control and may bring them some comfort if they are feeling otherwise anxious. By trying to establish consistency in their environment and daily routines, you can help an adult with autism feel more independent and secure, relieve some of the stress they may be feeling, help them achieve their goals, and improve your relationship. Creating a basic list or outline of each task the person sets out to or should do, complete each day can help. This daily schedule should include how long each task or activity is expected to take and what steps are included within task or activity. Third one is participate in emotional preparation. Any kind of changes can be difficult for someone with autism. A move to a new home, a new or different therapy, a trip to an unfamiliar place, and major events like the death of a pet or love one can be overwhelming to someone with ASD. Unexpected changes tend to be the most traumatic, and unfortunately, there are some you can't predict or prepare for. Being as supportive, patient, and kind as possible matters most in those moments, but for changes you can plan for. Clear communication can make a big difference in how a person with autism is able to handle the situation. As far in advance as possible, you should tell the person with ASD what changes is coming, when to expect it, and why the changes is a good opportunity or how it will benefit them. Fourth is give them personal space. While some people with autism frequently overstep the social conventions of personal space, perhaps talking too close to others or hugging strangers, many others have difficulty with both the social and sensory aspects of interaction. Some individuals with ASD don't like making eye contact or engaging with others because they have trouble understanding and responding to social cues within a conversation. Others are overwhelmed by noisy conversation or don't like to be touched. A hug, handshake, or brush on the arm may make them feel anxious, and very uncomfortable. That's why it's so important to give adults with autism their personal space. Forcing them who Forcing someone who feels this level of discomfort to talk to someone too closely, take someone's hand, especially a stranger, or hug may lead to trust and communication issues. Lastly, is remain calm and patient. People with autism are dealing with a lot. They may feel like they have little control over their emotions or feel overwhelmed by normal sensory inputs like sounds, sights, and smells. They may be very anxious about a recent change in their lives or frustrated by their inability to understand and participate in a conversation as much as they'd like to. They may be completely unable to communicate verbally. Remaining calm and patient when talking with someone who has ASD and helping them navigate everyday life is so important because it comforts them and helps bring order and understanding to overwhelming situation. Never underestimate a child or adult with an autism because you didn't know that they are more educated and more well-mannered than yours. If you want to understand more about a person who have autism, I recommend you to watch Attorney Woo Young Woo, a person who have autism but suddenly become a popular, brainy, and kind attorney. Here is my references. Thank you for watching and listening to this video. I hope you learned something. God bless you.